Now, if you fly a helicopter in congested airspace, you know that it can be tough to watch out for traffic and also read a lot of detail on a chart. So many large metropolitan areas have special charts called helicopter route charts. And what those helicopter route charts do is give you specific routings, frequencies, reporting points, and holding points, but in a much clearer and quicker and easier to read way for people that are flying helicopters. Now, the routes are named. If you take a look at the routes on one of these, you'll find they actually have names. For instance, the Staten Island route. So all you have to do is tell the controller that I want the Staten Island route, and the controller knows exactly what routing you want to follow, and it's marked real heavy there on the chart, makes it easy for you to comply. If you have LORAN or GPS in your aircraft, you're both very favored and subject to a potential problem. Pilots with the most capable navigation equipment, like LORAN and GPS, are the ones who are most likely to blunder into special use airspace or into controlled airspace without a clearance. A full half of all the airspace violations are made by pilots who are navigating with LORAN or GPS. Why is that? Well, there's some problems, some potential problems with using LORAN and GPS. Number one would be old databases. Are the databases up to date with all the airspace changes and the airport changes? Number two, not knowing where the airspace is located, because most of them do not have any kind of moving map associated with them. And number three, not keeping track of the aircraft position in regard to airspace. Very easy, and a lot of pilots just simply tune in direct to some location and go charging across the country, and if you don't have a visual chart with you, you may go charging through all kinds of controlled airspace, special use airspace, and never even know you did it until you get that knock on the door. You know, it would be very nice to know ahead of time where glider operations and other special types of operations are taking place, so you can keep your eyes peeled, maybe even avoid them, and make sure you don't have some kind of close encounter. So of course they mark those for you on the chart. A glider operating area is shown by, of all things, a picture of a glider on the chart. If you have a parachute jump area, a designated parachute jump area, you'll see a parachute on the chart. Hang gliding is shown by a hang glider symbol, and if there's ultralight activity, you'll see an ultralight symbol on the chart. Now, these symbols tell you that that particular type of activity is taking place in that area, but it doesn't give you any detail. So where do you go for the detail on those operations? You take a look in the airport facility directory to get the detail. For instance, suppose that you're looking at Hemet Airport. And when you look at Hemet Airport, you notice they do have two runways, and they've got a glider symbol by the airport telling you that they've got some kind of glider operations going on. For the detail on that, you go to your airport facility directory, and when you look Hemet up in the airport facility directory, it says gliders will be operating north of the Hemet Airport, and runway 422 is restricted for glider operations. Now, for some of these operations, you have to have air traffic control authorization or approval before you do them in particular types of airspace. For instance, if you're going to do parachuting, you have to have prior ATC authorization if you're going to do parachuting in Class A, B, C, or D airspace. Class D airspace is what we have around the Santa Maria Airport, and if you want to do parachuting in any of those airspaces, A, B, C, or D, you need prior approval from air traffic control. Now, if you want to do ultralight operations, you need a little bit more extensive approval in more airspace. For ultralight operations, prior ATC authorization is required, not only in Class A, B, C, and D airspace, but also in the surface area, Class E airspace, which is what we have around the Paso Robles Airport. If you want to do ultralight activity in either Class A, B, C, D, or surface area E airspace, you've got to get air traffic control approval before the operations.
Well, Martha, one thing seems obvious after going through this. It's more important now than ever before to make sure that you have current charts with you.
That's right, John. And sometimes old-timers will think, why do I need new charts? After all, they say, the mountains don't move.
Maybe mountains don't change, but airspace does, and changes are taking place pretty fast these days.
They sure are. Well, that wraps up the complete airspace review. We hope you've enjoyed taking this course as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you. And remember, airplanes don't cause accidents, pilots do, and some of the smartest people can do some of the dumbest things.
You know, everybody's a damn fool for 15 minutes a day.
And some of us get even longer than that.
No problem. You know, I'm a superior pilot.
Yeah, sure you are.
No, really, it's true. You see, a superior pilot is one who uses his superior judgment to stay out of situations that might require his superior skill. Folks, have fun in your flying, and by all means, please,
stay out of the trees.